Hello, everyone, and welcome to Exploring the Archives. Say hi, everyone.
I did say hi.
Say what you trust.
Hi, everyone. Oh, what I'm waiting for.
No, that's just Nick. That's his kind of humor. How's everyone doing?
We
Hi,
are
Dread
still
something.
doing exploring the archives,
Todd.
I see.
Yes, I keep
Hello,
forgetting
everyone.
to let our gremlin know that that is spelled. Well, he knows, but I keep forgetting to actually get it into the drive so I can change
We have
it.
to leave it now.
You know, I
This is just what
contemplated
it is.
leaving it. I contemplated just changing it to Exploring the Archives. Everybody
this
would
is just
ask.
What it is now.
Kind of like
Yeah.
if you named a bar puzzles and everybody would be like, what's the puzzle? And then that's the puzzle. Well, hi, everyone. Hey, Jeremy. With that tier 2 sub. Oh!
Ooh.
Hey, Shay, tier 1 for 5 months. 5 months streak. Thank you. You're a beautiful person. You have
Who makes
amazing...
beautiful art, by the way.
You have amazing... speaking of which, let me do a thing real quick. Buttons.
Buttons.
What is... There it is.
Buttons.
I love buttons.
Buttons. Yes. I'm confused. It's my favorite quote
Yeah, it went over my head
ever
too.
of all time.
People that don't, you should click that and go and follow because she does amazing art.
Yes, do it.
I should really keep that on retainer. Because I don't think I have that like readily available. I had to go to my Instagram to find it. Did you? I didn't even see. Did you put your models up on there?
No, she put them in the Discord
Mm.
or the other Discord.
Those are a little bit of an exclusive thing, so I don't think that she would.
Exclusive.
got you.
But amazing.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Exploring the Archives, where we talk all things D&D, including our chapters. Today is chapter 23 and 24. Spoilers for those. Where I just figured we send it right in. Other than make sure you guys check out our Instagram, where Jeremy has been doing amazing things and Nick has been doing amazing things. But I've been doing the most amazing things because I've made all the posts.
Oh, I was gonna say Jeremy's been
exclusively.
doing the most amazing thing.
Yeah,
but
he wishes, but honestly, like, I wish he would try harder because my back's a
I
little
feel
hurt
like
from carrying it.
Little brother syndrome is coming out right now.
No, if that were the
Little
case, I'd be
bit.
getting everything I want.
Yeah.
That's just part of it.
We are at almost 100 followers on Insta. That's awesome.
Oh, that's
I love-
awesome.
I love this song. I'm sorry, I'm intoxicated by this song. I mean, hold on.
Also-
Let me bring you down a peg. It's all right.
Let me also
Sorry.
just shout out our community Discord that we have going since we were promoting Instagram. The Discord is also here. Let's try and get that up and followers or members. And yeah, you can come hang out and chat with us while we're playing games or doing whatever. Ask us questions and yeah. Come hang out. Oh yeah, you can also vote on who's going to be in these episodes
Yeah.
of Exploring the Archives. Right after the session ends or whenever Nick puts up the post.
Last time it was
Yep.
during.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was right in the middle.
Well, I usually try and do it at the very beginning, so that way, while we're going through it, it's like, oh shit, someone did something interesting. Alar had a dream. Let's talk about that. Anyways, you can vote for Alar. I'm just kidding. Please don't vote for Alar. Actually, I find that.
True. Nick loves being here.
That's true.
You can vote for June all day though.
It's
I
50-50.
honestly
do love
think
being here.
I honestly think Nick enjoys being here more than the Friday sessions.
I feel like
No,
I've been
I
the
do
most
enjoy
out of
Friday
everybody.
more, but
I think I've only missed one of these.
You're just so popular.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
think that's
It's
right.
almost like everything's been involved with like your Homelander, so.
Yeah.
I know. That's pretty
It's almost
crazy.
like, yeah.
No,
Question
as
for
soon
the
as
DM
we
already.
decided
All right, hit
to-
it.
Oh yeah.
No, continue what you're saying. I gotta wait for the
Hit it.
question
Yeah,
actually
true,
come
true.
through.
Hit it.
I was like, as soon as they started, I was just like, ah, shit, I'm gonna be here all the time because we're going to my home.
I mean, I could just blow your home up, and then you'll have one more episode, and then no one will care about you anyway.
I mean,
No one will ever care anymore.
Fair.
I mean, I don't even care now. I was just like, let's get yours out of the way while we're low level so I can do cooler things at higher level.
I mean, I really hope that
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
family
going to
storyline's
go...
been done before, you know?
Yeah. I really hope that I'm not just gonna go home and all of a sudden it's gonna be like, fight, 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 fight. You know.
Yeah,
I
because
think our
politics are
campaign
generally
is
pretty
like that.
civil.
Yeah. Generally. Especially during a war.
How dare I? Well, I have a rebuttal. Who do you think you are?
I mean,
Um,
I just want to point out on that politics comment, Alexander Hamilton literally got shot by Aaron Burr. That happened. That was politics. So
well, Burr, sir.
No.
Right. Mr. Burr, sir.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't.
I looked over and I still love the name Nerdy Drunken Monkey Goblin. That is the best fucking name I've ever heard
that's amazing.
ever. And I hope to see him hurt them one day. Anyway, hello everybody.
That's individual.
And we are going to be talking about chapters 23 and 24, which in those chapters, we met Cain.
Oh shoot, we're doing 2 chapters?
We didn't have a session last week, so
Yep.
I mean, in chapter 23, other than shooting your friends, Eddie, not too much happened. You got some good spoils from the mayor of the town,
That good loot.
Fairstone, Fairchild. And then at the very end, you met Cain, and then Cain sent you to a inn, which you found out would be a Snowdrop Inn, where Cade tried to poison all of you with Dragonborn mead, which was great. Cain showed up, and you guys had a good night, as well as he offered Zio a chance to come adventuring with him and leave the party, which Zio denied because he's an asshole. And then in chapter 24, there was a pretty wicked dream that started off. We had some notes of June's home, her favorite band, some god, deity, wizard person showed up, as well as Cain leaving. But it's a serious question for the DM. Do you anticipate any party members turning on each other as more of their backstories cross over? Good question. Let me sip to that.
We sip to that.
I don't know. I don't think so. Unless the only person that I guess I could see turning on people would be Ecclesias. With things involving the collective, and nothing like I have specific in mind, like, oh, you'll do this, but just like, you know, if bad light is shed on the assembly, and the collective doesn't like the assembly, but you still favor them, or Ecclesias still favors them, that's what I could see. That's the only thing, like, off the top of my head I can predict. If June, Zio, and Alar never met each other on the rest of the party, what will they be doing now? Oh, okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, I want that answer. That'll be fun.
That's fun.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I could see, you know, I guess not too much other than that, because people did not take to their homeland as much. Like, I don't see anyone from Uthran fighting anyone from Celeria just because they're Uthranian. So, but yeah.
On that note, I would like to point out, in the dream, Cthulhu got smacked by, was it Ecclesias? Alar, that's right. And just
well, that has
turned
nothing to do
around
with
and started-
backstories. This was specifically backstories. I think,
Okay.
I think given
Yeah.
enough, not even enough, a small prod, I think Cthulhu would fight you guys all to death.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So-
Alar would be first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alar or Zio.
I'm first. I'm
True.
already first. Actually, I'm first and second. I'm fairly certain now.
First and second.
True. Well,
Maybe
he
even
didn't know
third.
any of it happened, so. But I do want this question
That's true,
answered.
that's true.
If June, Zio, and Alar never met each other or the rest of the party, what would they be doing now, or how would they be living their lives instead?
So that's like if like the 3 of us never met each other.
Yeah, we'll say if you
either,
guys
right?
never had the collective. If you guys never met the collective.
I'll go first. So without giving like too much of June's backstory away, I feel like I'm like tiptoeing on some lines here. Um, Aylar would be in the north, just a hunch. June would be traveling, searching for something that she was looking for before she met the half the party in that little inn. So traveling, searching, interrogating. Also, in the meantime, practicing her magic, trying to get stronger, be better.
Zio would still be 20.
Yeah, I would still
True.
be 20.
You'd still have your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah, now you only have
No.
about half of it. Like say,
think-
oh.
I think that Zio would be going from tavern to tavern and small town to small town, searching for those. What was his name? Started with a C, I want to say. The dude who's like, "Are you guys adventurers?"
No.
He would be looking for that moment in every
Carl?
new. Yeah, it was something that started with a C. I think it was Carl. But yeah, he'd be
Carlos.
looking for that guy and looking for that opportunity, going like, "Oh, why? Yes, I am an adventurer." And yeah, I think he would just be a little bit of Cletus, a little bit of a
Fuck, what's his name?
vagabond, just kind of going from spot to spot and doing small jobs on the side. I don't think he would take on anything too crazy. I don't even know that he would have learned as much about the weave and his magical nature as he would have if the party never got together.
That's a good point. Your magical ability would probably be a lot lesser. I mean, all of your guys'
Yeah.
abilities for the most part would be lesser.
Right.
But June did have a big hand on helping Zio.
I love magic.
I cannot find what his name was.
You know,
Shit.
Well, Jeremy says Cletus, so we'll go with
I
that.
think Carl was right.
I think it was Carl.
Do you guys remember the
Yeah.
town's name or the village?
Did it start with
No.
an M? I mean, I have it
I
written
don't
down,
even
I
remember
don't
this
have my
moment.
notes.
Started with an N.
An N? Newberry?
Close, Norbury.
Yeah,
Norbury.
yeah. I was about to say
Noob?
that's
Noob.
Zio would have been able to start a campfire.
Nobbleberry?
Core.
Nobbleborg?
Was it Carl?
Aylar, what would you be doing other than still being in the north?
Um,
Actually, would you still be in the north?
That's a good question. That's what I was
Well,
wondering.
so that was the thing. Alar came. Alar, this ain't revealing too much. Alar came down from the north to basically return to north. So he would probably still be wandering around. I don't want to say trying to find himself, but trying to find peace with himself, I guess is the way I could phrase it. And so he's always felt that his journey was returning to the north. In his encounters with the Raven Queen now, that is going to complicate things in his head. But you know, he definitely, he's always wanted to return to the north. It's just a matter of when.
Is that why he talks about
it
it
wouldn't
so
change too
searching
much
for
other
the
than I
north-
think
still searching
now
for
it's a
ways
lot
for the-
bigger. Still
gotta-
no, searching for, like, because he left the north to kind of separate himself from there, and so that way he could heal a little bit in such a way and return to the north. So, and return back to his clan a healed man is the way I'll phrase it. So he's still on that journey, but also it Kane telling him that the Furbolgs were under attack from the orcs, that also complicates things, because now he's like, well, maybe I should have never left. He doesn't know if it's his clan or not, so it really complicates things.
Oh,
true.
no.
I got a question for you, Aylar. How do you feel about now that the party is going to the north? Maybe not the north where you're from,
think
but
I've-
still the north.
Well, it's closer to home, and I don't think No, I have gotten a chance to say it. Alar has had a chance to say it, but like that is like a thing in the back of his head where it's like he would like to see clan again, and maybe now is the time to do it. We'll see. He's also has a lot of his life ahead of him, so he's not too worried about time wise, but he still misses home. So he's excited to return to the north, which most of it he considers his home. It's not home, but it's, you know, closer to home than Solaria.
Cool.
And I think he's one of like 2 characters whose parents are still alive, so so yeah. And Alar's old and his parents are still alive. I don't know about, I only know about Zio, so yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we've ever asked June if her parents are even still alive. We know that they ran an inn,
Yeah.
but we haven't
We
asked too
haven't
much about
asked.
them.
Something
Yeah,
you'll have to
yeah.
ask. Apparently, Jay thinks Nightbot is hilarious.
I was
No, it's the
hoping
Alar.
people would. Yeah, it's the A.
No, it's all right. Nightbot, you know, gets me sometimes too.
Yeah.
All right. So
funny.
just to, I guess, capstone the end of 23. What was going through your head when Kane showed up, Zio?
I was not expecting that at all, and it was exciting. I was happy, just excited to see like what the hell he's been doing, like especially after hearing that he wasn't working for my family anymore. I was kind of under the impression of like, well, I might not ever see this guy again. Yeah, I was just really excited to see, you know, my old mentor, and hoping that he could give us some insights on what's been going on up more towards Utheron. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Aside from obviously derailing the entire party, what made you turn his offer down?
Zio feels like he's definitely on a mission right now, and something that for him is the matter of stopping a war between Solaria and Utheron. Like, that's a major priority to him, and it may not be what the party has in mind, but Zio is like trying to steer things so he can try and accomplish certain things through the political circles that he's been involved in. So Kane just coming up and being like, "Hey, I know you're doing something, but let's go."
He
It
wants
was like,
peace out.
yeah, it was like, I would love to, but I kind of have something I have to do.
Has
Grown so
Zio's
much.
has Zio's view of Kane changed after, or how more like has Zio's view of Kane changed after now being an adventurer?
It's more of like there's still that I don't know how to word this, but like Zio still looks up to him as a mentor, but he definitely he definitely is a lot of kind of like, how the hell did you do this for so long?
I was saying, because you
know,
kind of
that's-
pointed that out. You're like, this fucking blows. Why'd you
Yeah.
make it sound so cool?
Yeah, it's very much that. It's almost like he showed me all the highlights that were the 10% of his adventuring time, but he didn't tell me about how horrible this would all be. So it's like I still look up to him a lot because like now I know how horrible it can be, and you know what he's most likely been through to get to the position of where he's at. So, you know, Zio looks up to him for that aspect, as well as this man taught him how to fight. So but it's, I guess the biggest thing that's changed is seeing how resilient this man must have been.
That's a good point. Good point of view.
I have a side question. How did Zio feel being basically poisoned by Cthulhu and having Kane see him that way?
I like to think that Kane's probably seen Zio in much worse positions.
Yeah, but now
So-
you weren't like some just kid. You're like, I'm an adventurer.
I'm an
Adventure.
You know, Kane's an experienced adventurer, so I'm sure he's seen many people blackout drunk. The fact that he was able to put me more or less on my feet again, that was very nice, and it made me feel a lot better. Like, oh, like, because at first it was like, I'm meeting somebody from my backstory. This is epic. And then it's like, well, I'm so shit-faced I cannot put words together. Like, can't talk to this person at
Yeah.
all. So yeah, having him, you know, set me straight was definitely beneficial. But it wasn't like, see, it wasn't like embarrassed to be like that around him. Especially since he got to see me in Freyas,
Not
and that was
an
more
idiot.
exactly a little bit of an idiot, but not like a complete idiot. So yeah, it wasn't like it didn't hurt Zio's pride too much or anything like that.
Well, we have a question that a third of our chat wants to know. When will you be 3D?
When will I be 3D?
What does that?
When is he getting a webcam?
Webcam.
Yeah, did you know?
Oh.
What does that fucking
Yeah, I
mean?
do
What's
wanna know
up,
that.
Beast? Welcome, my man.
How's it going,
Hey,
Beast?
bees.
I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future. Maybe not. I don't know.
Just
We'll-
do it,
we'll
man.
see.
Just
We're
the
closer.
chat clearly wants
We've
it.
gotten closer.
Beast,
than
don't
when
you
we
want him to
started.
have a webcam?
No.
Beast will.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
don't
that.
say
I was gonna
shit.
Don't
jokingly
even.
say that.
Don't even.
I was actually gonna say Beast will drive out to give you the fucking thing if you use it.
hand deliver it.
Oh my god.
I
See, of
bet
course.
he
I-
would.
I traveled to New Mexico. I don't know if I'd travel past that.
Not one state over.
I don't know if
No,
No.
too far.
That's the
Right,
border.
Hard
No.
line.
I'd get
Yes.
honestly. Albuquerque, been there, wonderful city. I'd probably stop in Albuquerque and forget what I
And
was
then be
doing.
like, man, this is as far west as I could go.
yeah,
Can't go any farther.
It
yeah,
is
this is
pretty
as far as
hellish
I
in
can
New
go,
Mexico
Albuquerque.
too. So
What was that, Jay?
I said it's pretty
Yeah,
hellish in
they
New
got
Mexico,
good
too.
food, though.
Well, yeah.
it's
you
a
see
little
Breaking
bit
Bad?
worse here, but
They got.
Anyway.
Are you? I don't remember if Albuquerque. Yeah. Anyway,
You digress.
Weird Al joke.
Yeah, what's the Weird Al joke?
I always. Yeah.
But welcome,
White and
Beast.
nerdy? Yes, we are all white and nerdy.
That's true.
I
That's a real
guess
song.
to just kind of hop off of Kane a little bit. Alar, tell us about the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Just your thoughts before,
Read my
during,
mind.
after. Well, all right. I want to
So-
ask. I want to know. Did you? At what point did you realize, like, oh fuck, when I was describing this whole sequence? Was it at roll initiative, or were you getting
No, it
concerned
was
before
it
that?
was like at the very beginning. It was like the empty bar.
Oh, okay.
And I really like the sequence leaving the bar and then kind of being thrust in that really weird outdoor things. That scene, now Alar is going to be looking for a scene like non-fucking stop. But no, yeah, it's kind of playing on his mind because he's
Choice
had
must have
3
been good.
dreams now.
Yeah, I think it's third.
Because I think it's third because the first one was just him lying in the snow and then burning village. The second one everyone had, I think, and then the third one would be this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's trying to think about what these mean because he strongly suspects that the Raven Queen is doing this. I think we all strongly suspect the Raven Queen is doing this. And, that whatever we bought, he doesn't know what that is, and he's certainly scared of it because he was absolutely helpless. Everyone was absolutely helpless fighting that. So he's more or less scared and doesn't know what it means. And he doesn't know if it's a warning. He doesn't know if it's her challenging him. He doesn't know until he wants to think about it before he brings it up to the group. Probably going to bring up all the other dreams as well. I don't know if did I mention the other dream to the rest of the group before?
I don't think so.
I don't think you ever brought it up. So
I gotta-
you sleep weird.
So yeah, it'll be
Let's talk
It'll
about
be on the
dreams.
journey
Do it,
when I-
Aylar. Let's
Yeah,
do
I
it.
got a question about the dream as well. Jess, how scared were you that your player was dead? Or your character was dead by my hands once again.
I mean, your Kappa got detated, so.
how feeble
So-
you are. You're feeble, June.
I am a squishy wizard. That's what we are. It's what we do. We're squishy and we,
Unless
throw
you're
fire-
Jay.
And in
Fireballs.
front of people while they're swinging a sword, apparently.
Next
you
to
know
you.
what, Jay? This is the second time. I don't think that it's coincidence.
Your follow through was mad, bro.
The hit just sucked, but the
I-
follow through.
I
Yeah.
think Squizzard. I think as a player, and I am maybe just playing for Anthony in prior campaigns, it obviously didn't hit like if we were actually in combat, but going down,
In an earlier
there
round.
was, yeah. There was a moment where I was like, I wonder if this is gonna have some sort of like reality effect on June.
Sort of negative effects.
Yeah, like some sort of like negative effect once Aylar's dream was done. So thank you, gracious DM, for not doing that.
Give me a minute.
Don't-
Yeah, we just haven't experienced it yet.
Yeah, I
Um,
think. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, just like as as a player, especially having Zio be the one knocking out again. I was honestly like it's funny. It's ironic. It is what it is.
The first
So I'm
time I
like-
had no control.
Sure.
Yeah.
To be fair, what it just really was, because it was Alar's dream, it was really just Alar has already seen Zio kill June, so he
Ooh.
imagined it happening again.
Were you in
That's
Anthony
really
in
and Z
cahoots?
and no, maybe we can't
I was about to
disclose that.
say,
I also have to kill
I think
you.
it was somebody being
Um,
in cahoots with my die. Like, I
Mm,
think that's what happened.
that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it was an interesting dream. I'm really interested in the setting. What can you?
Mhm.
What inspires your settings? Is that a question I can ask?
Sure. I guess anything. I'd say a book I read, but a show I watch, movies. Just
Just learn a bunch of titles of books and then just like say them.
But I'll tell you what. I am going to give full credit. I was sitting in Discord and I wanted a dream sequence, and originally I had a big cliff, which I actually. Would it be fun to show the original thing that I never finished? Would that be a fun thing?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
As long as you don't mess up the overlay.
It will, but I'll show it really quick.
Okay.
I mean, it will, but
Yeah,
It will,
I didn't
but
really get rid of
he
it.
doesn't care.
Let's switch this over. So the overlay is gonna get a little fucking, but it's alright. We'll change this over to incarnate if it stops loading. So this was, I think it'll load here. Yep. So this was the original plan here. was to have like a cliff line and then smaller village on fire down there, and then a battle scene up here. If you guys have the stream open, but I just wasn't feeling it. The proportions felt good, but I just still wasn't feeling it. So I ended up not going with it, obviously.
Is that similar to Aylar's first stream? Like the fire in the distance?
Yes.
I think it was, yeah.
Yes. But full credit where credit is due, I had help from Shay. Shay, I was like, Shay, if you were in a dream sequence, give me something. What would be fun? And she's like, oh, what'd be cool is like they're in a cave, but like a big cave, and they couldn't like see like the walls, like it wasn't like small, and then the ground like had this mist on it, and I was like, I like that. That's really fun. And then obviously I tweaked and modified and put it and set it in the lore. But the aesthetic of it, the heart of it, was attributed to Shay. She gave me the inspiration, and then I modified it to actually fit with the story I was telling and stuff like that. But yeah, I was like, what would be fun? Dream sequence. And I was like, give no limitations. I was like, you have to be founded in reality like dreams are, but it can be a little extra
Why didn't
adjacent.
I try to fly?
Extra.
I should have tried to fly. Shit.
I actually prepared that. I was like, what if he tries it? What if he realizes this is a dream? But I was like, nah, this is too real. He doesn't realize it's a dream. But
yeah.
But
I kind of, I didn't really want to push that because I figured, you can. I figured it was too meta to be like, well, this is a dream, so I'm gonna fly.
Well, maybe you start experimenting with
Pull
your
out a
dreams and you
bazooka,
start lucid
like
dreaming.
Inception.
But
Just let me know when Zio can cast Fireball.
There we go. Cast it, or like get the ability to do it, or actually physically do it, because those are two separate things.
Cast
but
Fireball.
To
You
answer
got a
your direct,
boomstick.
to
I'm gonna
answer
imagine unlimited ammo boomstick.
your big question was, honestly, it depends on where you guys are, stuff that I think would be fun. But I guess a big part is what would I think would be fun as a player. So like, what would I be like? Oh, if my DM did this, it'd be sick. That's probably where the biggest inspiration comes from. Things I haven't seen, stuff like that.
Comes from Anthony's imagination.
I'd say a good 60-40. Yeah, 60% things I've seen, heard, read, played, whatever, and then 40% of tweaking.
I know a DM, probably me. I'm saying is I screwed up something on Monday and you're like, I want to see it done this way, and then you just do it that way on Friday.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I feel
basically,
like-
I throw everything out. That's where
I feel like there's no 100% original creativity. Like everyone as a human being is inspired by something. So don't discount yourself for tweaking things because you're putting your your creative take on it.
Even like the coup de grace that everyone sees of like Matt Mercer, like even his setting a Tel Dore, the name of it is stemmed from a World of Warcraft area. So it's like stuff like that. It's everybody draws inspiration.
It's like anything. You take bits and then you put your style on it.
Right. And I think it might have been Matt Colville, but he had a great video where he's talking about read old books that no one else has read and then just rip it and put it in your campaign. It's great. It's easy and nobody knows, and they're like, you're a genius.
Until you find that one person that's read that.
Yeah, exactly. But Jeremy asked, question for all, do your characters have any regrets on staying with the collective? Do they wish they could leave? Answer honestly.
So I'll go first on this one.
You should.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. The only regret that has come up in Zio's mind about staying with the collective now is when it comes to Kane and he asked me to leave. I regret not being able to go, but I don't regret not going. But yeah, it sucks because I would love to have gone on this adventure with him, but it's just the circumstances that I wasn't able to. So yeah, other than that though, no, everyone in the collective is Zio's first and only friends, so he has absolutely no regrets about staying with them.
Not even aging 30 years. Like, that's not a regret.
Okay,
Like,
do that.
well,
damn
do
it.
that, though.
Maybe if I just went west a little more.
yeah, I don't really see that as a regret. Sucks, but I don't think that there was anything that any of us could have done differently to make that change. So I think that was just more of a circumstance of how shitty the world is outside of my home.
Right. Seeing that everything is not, you know, in juicy color, everything's more sepia.
Not everything is the sweet taste of Boonra wine.
Yeah.
June, what about you?
So from June's perspective, when she ended up finding, the half of the group in that tavern, she was feeling pretty lost. Like I said from Shay's question earlier, that June would have been searching for what she was searching for prior to when I found them. But the way that I see it is when I did find them, I didn't have any leads. I was walking in circles. And I think that the collective, being part of the collective, has given June a little bit more of a direction and almost a it's going to sound like a negative, but it's kind of a positive, a distraction from what she was doing before and what she went through. But also it's not a complete distraction, because in the meantime she thinks that the collective is an opportunity. Traveling with this group is an opportunity to increase her magic skills, to become stronger, to get better, and to travel more. That's not necessarily on her own. So I think she thinks it's somewhat beneficial for her to be in the spot that she's in right now. And not to mention that she was alone for a while, and she has come to really care about her only friends, and and she feels like she's where she needs to be at the moment. So no regrets here.
Okay. Nick? You muted.
Yeah, I was about to poop, and
You're about
Twitch
to poop?
chat was blocked.
Oh.
Yeah, Jezza commented something with poop in it, and it blocked poop for me, which I find hilarious. Anyways, yeah, random quote by what was it? Stephen Fry, about how all of our bad words are the good things, and all of the words we use commonly, like torment and torture, are not cuss words for some reason. Anyways, what would Alar be doing without the? No, that
Do
was
you
not the
regret?
question.
The exact question was:
Yeah.
do your characters have any
Yes.
regrets on staying with the collective? Do they wish they could leave? Answer honestly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's up there in the chat. Alar does not regret it, because otherwise he would be traveling alone, and he knows that traveling alone is far worse than traveling in a group. You make bonds in a group, people find purpose in groups, and it is most definitely far better to be traveling in a group than be traveling alone on the dangerous road. Are there things he is scared of working with collective? Obviously. He's scared that, he has a clan that he's known for 100 years, and he doesn't know how the collective will react between, if, I don't know, if he has to choose his clan over collective, right? He obviously is scared that maybe people won't understand that, or, a whole bunch of other things. But overall, obviously, it's always better to be in a group. He does not regret a single moment.
Awesome.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Aylar, do you take any note of anything in particular? Does anything stand out in the dream specifically? Like maybe the guy you fought, the thing you fought, or like the portal, the statues?
The statues, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of detail, and the biggest, obviously, you put all the detail at the very beginning, and then there was a fight. So, then the fight lasted a lot longer than your details, right? Even though, obviously during the fight in the real world, you're still seeing those details,
Right.
but during a D&D fight, we're not asking about those details. So yeah, and the statues, I think, there were some statues that were intact.
There was one.
And then the most interesting, yeah, and the most interesting part for sure was the cave with the horns on it. I don't know what that means. Aylar doesn't know what that means. And the creature, some sort of incorporeal beast, ethereal beast. There we go. Got to pronounce words correctly. It's all notable, and that's also partly why he didn't want to talk about it in the morning, because there was so much detail there, and there's so much to process. And is this important? Is it not important? Obviously, it's all important. And so, yeah, I think the statues are interesting. What's the statues? What does the cave face mean? What the fuck was that ethereal being? It's all important. I think the reassuring part about it, though, if he would think about it more, is that his group fought with him. And sure, Cthulhu hit me and Zio killed June, but those are kind of like accidental things that happen in combat. It wasn't like a possession like the ghost.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
So going back to being the group, that's very reassuring, at least, that the group was there and he wasn't alone.
So, was everybody as shocked as I was when June did not get to make any saving throws?
No, I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah,
No, I
of
can
course you
imagine.
weren't. I want to say no, because, like, as a player, I knew that it was a dream sequence. I also, this is just me as a player again, kind of had a hunch that Anthony did not intend for us to win in Aylar's dream. So I didn't think that I was going to be the last one to fall.
You guys did better than I thought you would.
I actually thought about that too. I was like, I think we did better than you thought we would. But
Yeah.
I thought that it was definitely something that we were not supposed to win, that we couldn't win, and that it was meant for Aylar to, like you said, process the symbolism, the events that transpired. And it was really a awesome scene and battle to give Aylar as a player and a character to digest. So Zio, your question, was I surprised? No.
I wanted to talk about that too, because the reason I did that was I kind of pictured, like in a dream, right? You were crafting the reality around you. And Aylar would see this happen, and June, you didn't get to make any saves because you got capitated.
I figured
But-
that was also part of it too.
Yeah.
And when you said my head came clean off, I'm like, I don't know if you can save from that.
No. And with just the way Alar would see it, or any of us would see it, you wouldn't, see someone get shot in a dream, right? And then walk over them and watch them try to live, right? Unless you were, like, trying to make them live, if them, like, trying to keep them alive is the point of the dream,
Right.
or a part of the dream. So that's why I just pictured, I was like, nah, Alar would see them just die.
Because I take it, like, the rest of us, like, the way that Alar took it with us all being there to support him, we weren't the primary focus of the dream.
Right.
So once we're out, you kind of fade away and you keep going with whatever's happening.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, OJ.
Yeah.
How did everyone feel when I was describing this dream and then I said roll initiative?
Like I said, kind of like off the bat, I like my initial thought was like, we're not gonna win this. Like this is,
Yeah.
this is not. We are not meant to win this. And I think that goes back to the previous question that I think it all went the way that it was supposed to go in order for Alar to get what he was supposed to get from Anthony plugging that in. But yeah,
I remember Cade, he was like here, right? And he's like, oh fuck. I even told, and like, not to ruin it, but I told Jeremy the day before, I was like, I found a really wicked way to introduce combat whenever I want. And yeah, I was really excited for that. I think thinking of this in the future, definitely, whether it's in this campaign or not, but dream sequences is such a fun way to throw combat at people, just for the fun of combat, but also like putting the symbolism and stuff into it. Jeremy.
Yeah, no, I think that was genius.
You guys suck.
What?
You started this,
I want
Ray?
to point out. You say that's funny, and now you're gonna fucking stick it to me anytime.
I said Nightbot gets me every now and then.
Forever.
Right?
That's the way that those two work.
Yeah, this is happening forever. I hope you get settled with that. But yeah, I was so excited when and like that, honestly, talking about inspiration, I legitimately, unless it's super subconscious, I saw no inspiration for that. I was just like, bro, a dream sequence, that'd be a fucking awesome way to fight and get combat. And like, I don't know, I love the idea, and it's definitely going to be either in this campaign or campaigns forever. It's an awesome way.
I also think that, like I said, like it's genius. Like our campaign overall is more RP heavy. So when we've had a lot of RP heavy episodes after RP heavy episode, and storyline wise with whatever you've got planned, there's not really combat in the near future. It's a good way to kind of just like sneak it in there, break it up, let us roll some dice and do some like battle D&D. And I think that Alar is a perfect dream sequence combat like puppet for you.
True.
Yeah. He is. He is.
I'm like, he kind of is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he hasn't talked to those voices in a long time, but he has those weird things for sure.
Just kind of hopping off of the dream, is there any final questions you guys have about it? If not, I was gonna move on. Alrighty. So, well, before wrapping up with the figure and stuff, Jess, what is it like to kind of get a little piece of home with Raven's song? And secondary, when you wanted me to vibe with you on it's a song for a rainy day. Did I hit the note, or were you envisioning something else? Be honest. I'm not going to take offense. Did I hit the note, or were you picturing something else?
You hit like half the note.
Okay.
I'd have to kind of watch the episode back to. I'd have to watch the episode back to get your exact description, but I think you did mention that it was kind of melancholic.
Melancholic, but happy at times, but overall relaxing, and just as if you were watching the rain on a window pane.
Yeah, so you were like I take that back. You were like 95% of the way there. Um because I was going for a little bit melancholic but also very peaceful and content. Which like I said 95% of the way you were there. Um June having a little connection to her home, which I mean, this is gonna sound funny, but the only one that really, I don't even know what happened to my home. The only one that knows is Anthony. So with that being said, the loss that like June has felt, and like I mentioned before, that she's been looking, she's hit dead ends, she has been almost somewhat distracted in a way by what the collective has been doing, and feeling like she's, focusing more on, her other goal of getting better at magic, and obviously everything else that's going on with the collective. It it did like a couple things. It reminded her of what she is looking for and what she misses. So therefore the melancholy feeling. But it was also sort of comforting to have a little piece of something that is connected to that. So a lot of mixed emotions. Overall, June trying to stay on the more positive side of it.
Of just enjoying the band.
Of just enjoying the band itself, and then kind of keeping everything, the more negative side of it, inside, and not portraying that and sharing that, and focusing on that.
So I have first of all, Nick, he's messing with you, duh. Second of all, I have a question similar to like Kane offering Zio to travel. If you guys choose the fastest technical route to Summit's Peak, you would not go through your home. Now let's say you guys choose to divert just a little bit to, see how things are going there. Like Harvey Dent, Rachel Dawes. All right.
Oh, shit.
One way you might be able to find, answers to your questions. The other way you travel with the collective. What do you see June contemplating there?
So you were asking if I want to take the path that
well,
goes
let's say
through?
you guys go there. You take a little bit of a detour to go there. But when you get there, you find out, like you could go this way. That's really out of the collective's way and not what they want, or not like the main thing, not go to Uthran, or follow them and not explore those. That's what I said. Harvey Dent, Rachel Dawes. One blows
Are
up.
you giving me like
What would be your
peek into the future?
No, just something that I would like to know. And I think if people thought about it, it'd be a rational question.
I think June's initial reaction is that she doesn't really want to go back there. She's already been there. She's looked. She feels like she knows what's there, and there's no benefit to her going back at this point. With that being said, if the group ends up going through that way, she will probably have to explain some things to the best of her ability. I think in the event that there is a lead for what she's looking for, it depends. Is it time sensitive? More time sensitive than what the collective is doing at the moment. Yeah, I think it would be like a tough decision for her. And like I said, it would depend on the details of the situation. Because I think initially, at this point, if she had a lead, that wasn't necessarily time sensitive, that she could follow the collective, go do what we're supposed to do in Uthran, and then like head on the lead. That she would really like to do that. She would stick with the collective to finish what they started.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
Long story short, it depends.
Okay. That's really all I have about the band was kind of a short thing, but I am interested to see what happens when we get to the crossroads. Yes, Nick?
What are the Raven Song's greatest hits?
I guess you'll have to ask.
I
and
think
find
that's
out. And Jeremy, well, let's talk about this.
Oh, yeah,
But this would be a question for Alar, Zio, and Uridin. So just get out. No.
Okay.
But we'll start with chronologically. Jay, how did you feel about Kane leaving and the note he left you? What was said and what he left you?
I was sad to see him go. Was hoping he'd stick around a little bit longer, and I thought at first, like, shit, he's gone. But then I remembered that he said he was going to meet us at Summit's Peak, right? That was the name?
Yep.
That's why. So I'm just kind of like, well, okay, yeah, we'll see him again there.
Yeah, it's not up in
things
the
are
air.
okay.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, having some like assurance of, I'll see him again soon. That's, was really comforting, and getting the pastries and reading his note was just like, oh, he cares about me still.
How do you like that little box? Fun fact, I honestly came up with that like 20 minutes before I said it.
Okay. It is in my inventory as a separate item from the pastries themselves, so...
I mean, it is a magical item.
Yeah.
I was like, this would be really fun, and give you a little taste of home, to not make it so bittersweet that he left.
Uh-huh.
Taste of home. Because there's food in it.
Don't do the joke. I saw you looking down, and I was like, don't you disconnect.
No, yeah, that definitely helped smooth things over in Zio's mind, and yeah, no, I really like the box. I think that it will have some utility in the future. If not, maybe we can use it to get some Ethereum. No, that's
Wrong,
not the right one. Yeah.
Wrong medium there, bud. Electrum?
Yeah, I know. Electrum, there we go.
What is Ethereum from?
It's a fucking cryptocurrency.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, nope, that's not the thing.
Cool.
So there's cryptocurrency in Falbion?
Jeremy.
Every
Now-
time I turn, there's
Cool. I'm glad it left
slowly
like
goes
kinda-
away.
Yeah. I guess. Does anyone have any other questions about Kane? If not, I think we're probably gonna finish on the entity.
Not a question, but just kind of what Zio touched on a little bit. I guess more of a comment that I like how you DM are like sprinkling him in periodically, like Zio was like, oh well, he left me this like super cute box with these treats, but it's okay, I'll see him soon.
That's true.
And yeah, like when we left Freyas, like we had a plan to meet up with him again. So I think especially for someone that is so integral to Zio's backstory, making points where he will be there again
Right.
multiple times was good. I like that.
One question I'm gonna ask Nick, and then I have to step away for a second because I'm gonna be unprofessional. But Nick, do you plan to go into depth about the dream to the party?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
That's the answer.
well, to follow up
I
on
want to
it,
do it when we're traveling.
do you
kind of.
think though you're gonna go into like, or you can even talk about what do you think the symbolism of what you've seen so far? Like, what is Alar's thoughts on it? And as you guys have,
I'll be honest. I need.
We'll
to...
think about it. I'll be back.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah. I need to rewatch the description in particular. Is what I want to do because I kind of wish I asked more questions, but I don't think we really had time, and I don't sure he can't answer. But
Like during the
I'm
session.
sure yeah, like during the combat, like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna ask, hey, what does that statue look like?
Yeah.
Do I recognize that face? Intelligence roll. You know, I'm not gonna do that. Wonder if I'll
I
be
don't
able to do
remember
that
any of
after.
that. So you're already ahead of me that you remembered that they were statues. So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
remember
think,
getting
yeah, some of them were
decapitated.
destroyed. Yeah, Anthony, I kind of feel like Anthony like, asked me about it, and I was like, yeah, I don't remember very specifically everything, and I can't
Like,
really
I gotta watch that back.
look into it too much right now. Yeah, I need to watch it back. And he won't hear any of it.
Oh, now he will.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I will. You're welcome. I know. I was just saying that, like, you know, in terms of the symbolism and stuff from the dream, it's like I need to go back on it. I would presume that Alar would remember it vividly, but I need to rewatch the description, so that way when we talk about it in session, in particular on the journey, I'll be able to go a lot more in depth and maybe grab at more symbolism. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of details and it's very overwhelming.
Yeah, and something like that, I'd be okay with you going back and
Yes.
rewatching because, you know,
What
followed
about
by
the
combat.
Yeah.
What about the entity itself, though? Because I mean, that was part of the combat. I'm sure that you like remember that part. Like, what does
Yeah,
Alar,
I mean,
or
that's-
what does Nick or Alar like? Think about that.
Well, there wasn't too much detail on the entity, if I remember correctly. It was like it didn't have feet, did it? And that was the whole joke about it prone. It was like, it's not immune to prone. How can it fall prone if it's an ethereal being? If I remember that correctly. So it's kind of this, you know, it's that. I don't want to say stereotypical, but you know, it's that, you know, that for hanging over you, and certainly has a lot of that. And you know, it's just scary. It's just, you know, that's also it's kind of that theory where sometimes the things that are most scary, the most violent, are the things you don't see, right?
That's
Like
a really good
in
thought.
Reservoir Dogs, when they turn away, when, you know, they don't show them cutting off the ear, the camera like turns away. Or I think it's Wells, who never actually showed Cthulhu, like he never described the being or something like that. You know, so that's kind of the way that being is, this kind of unnameable force. And what is worse than a force that you can't even describe? How do you begin to approach something that you cannot describe?
Well, there's you know, on that, it's funny you say force, but there's somebody who did a whole series on YouTube of if he rewrote the prequel trilogy of Star Wars,
I
and
love that.
he has a part where for the first entire, you know, 2 episodes, you don't even see Yoda. You just hear people talking like, "Hey, Master Yoda, really awesome, real powerful,
Yo.
Master Yoda," and then
Yeah.
you know, to like hype him up. It's the same thing where it's like you don't see it, you know. It's just you hear about it, makes it stronger. But
Darth Vader in the original trilogy had like 15 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Well,
it was 30
look at the
minutes,
same
but,
thing.
Like, across
Boba
all
Fett
3
had
of the films.
5 lines in the entire trilogy, and one of them was screaming. And
Yeah.
he is like, everyone's like, Boba Fett! Oh my God, Boba Fett! So,
Yeah.
but
So leave them wanting more.
I am really interested, and hopefully everyone's just like, yeah, it was cool. But what do you guys think? What was it like? What was going through your head during that meeting with the tiefling? The dark reddish purple tiefling with ethereal purple eyes.
The satyr.
Sure, yeah, because she totally had. She was totally a fawn.
Satyr, half goat, half. Anyways.
Yeah, that
Who all was there during that? It was
Uridin, Alar, and Zio.
okay.
It was interesting. I was like,
What? Why are you so far from your mic?
because I was playing with it.
Oh.
Forgot that it was in my hand. Yeah, no, it was interesting. I was very curious of like what she was doing there, how long she had been there. Did she just bamf in? Like, what? Yeah, I thought it was odd. And then she was just gone like that. It was a very curious thing, and yeah, just had no idea what was going on.
I like card tricks.
I like Kados. What did you guys think of even player or character, doesn't matter, your speculation on the fact that the book had all the 7 of Hearts marked?
It's funny because, I can think of, for example, and I just know this because I've watched a lot of Magic, Penn and Teller, you can always tell when they've forced you to pick a card because there'll always be, the 3 of clubs, I think. They use the same card over and over and over again. So you can tell when they do it. But in this case, it's not a, modern magician. It's most definitely something in my head, anyways. There's most definitely something magical about that deck, and I guess Alar would think the same thing too, because he wouldn't know a goddamn thing about magicians even if they existed. So it's so why would you have it's weird and interesting.
So do you
And then
think,
she left.
and Jess, you can answer this too, do you guys think that she planted or forced the card, or do you think that it was a genuine free choice that is just the card that was chosen?
I think it was genuine free choice.
Same.
I have multiple theories. The first one is that she is somewhat of a researcher, and she's found this deck, and she's doing just that. She's researching the magical properties of this deck. What does this magical item do? And that's why she's got this log of it. The other theory is that so then it would kind of go with what you guys said, is that you think that it's kind of random choice. The other theory is that she is testing one of her abilities to manipulate the deck or manipulate the person that's choosing from the deck, and
Okay.
she's keeping track to see how many times she gets it right.
Anything to add, Jay? Those are both good theories.
Yeah,
You
I don't.
can actually add them to your character development for this
Okay,
character.
let me
if you'd
just-
like.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't. I kind of get the impression that she is looking for somebody that can pull a different card. Like,
It seems like you guys are very interested in
that.
the deck and less interested about her. That's funny.
well, I think it's very curious.
Goats are common.
Would you shut up about the goats?
No, I think the bigger the bigger thing is that's what she did. She showed up. That's
Buy
what
potatoes.
she.
Buy potatoes. Sleep well.
Have a good night, bud.
Thanks for popping in. Love you, buddy. Don't forget to go to bed early tomorrow.
3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m.
Crazy
Man,
man.
he's in.
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
on the other side of the world, basically.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck. Was I right? Is
Oh no,
where
that
he's
would
from?
be
Oh, I didn't hear.
that'd be
Denmark.
Europe-ish.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm a bad friend.
Europe-ish. Europe-ish.
I'm sorry.
No, it'd
potatoes.
be Europe-ish. That's 6 hours.
Europe-ish. Yes, it is Europe-ish.
Netherlands.
Netherlands. God fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, June.
No, you're fine. What I was gonna say was that I think that all of our answers kind of involve the deck because that was her her main thing. Like, you as a DM made it very apparent that that's what she came to do, and that's what she was gonna experiment with the three of them. I mean, obviously it doesn't discount the fact that she just seemingly just disappears out of thin air, and all of the other like interesting things that she did. But the primary thing was, at least for me, was she's got this deck. She's apparently going up to like random, or maybe they're not random, but going up to individuals and having them draw something from this deck. So there came my kind of two theories about what she's doing. She's either like a researcher, and a powerful mage, or she's also a powerful being or mage that's testing a new skill. So it wasn't just the deck. It was all of it.
Definitely a researcher, but I maintain that if she was a wizard, she would have wanted to explain it all. So she's not a wizard. Researcher, but not a wizard.
I think that the thing that makes me not believe that she's testing out this ability that she's got or something like that is the amount of successes, if that were the case, that she already had marked down. It's like, why would you continue testing it after so many times?
I need to hit 1 million, or is it
Which is
full?
why which is why I actually like
statistical repetitiveness, like you're
testing the
for
consistency of your...
testing different things. You have to have a statistical. There's actually calculations you can do where it's like statistically you have to hit this many times where it's significant, and it's like, yeah, there's correlation here. So.
She had a lot though.
But that's actually like a good point that you bring up, Jay, because that makes me really like your theory. That maybe she's searching for somebody that doesn't pull that card, or an abnormality of some sort. Like maybe there's like an enchantment on the card, and whoever can pull not a 7.
She doesn't seem to be content with what she's found so far.
No. So I think, but I also think that could go by what she, like her just researching it, and she's not getting anything different. Like it's all the same. So maybe she's bored and looking for something new. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. You left a lot of mystery up to
like
this lady.
So
could
how
be like
much
a
of
Mjolnir type situation, only the worthy.
How much of a wrench does it throw into your plan that now that you know that she casts no spell to disappear?
Almost like makes me wonder if she has like some innate ability. I don't know. I don't want to believe that she's like a god off the bat.
She's just
I don't want to. I'm gonna be skeptical.
Likes card tricks.
Be skeptical until you prove it.
Yeah, I don't think that
would be
she
hilarious.
is. That was just like the first thing that popped into Zio's mind. That's why he said it. Especially because with the huge prevalence.
Took it too far, eh?
The huge prevalence of deities in our most recent adventures and stuff, it was just like, the Raven Queen's the only thing that Zio has been like kind of contacted by, but there's still like a lot of big things going on with Cthulhu and Foltest, and then Uriden's always talking about his god, and there's just a lot of that been going on. This is the first time that Zio's really been introduced to deities at all. And so he was just like, wow, maybe I'm special now too, and I saw a guy, like, it was just kind of the first thing, especially seeing her just like bamf out of nowhere. That was just like the first thing. And then once we started having like a logical discussion about it, Zio was like, yeah, no, she probably wasn't a god, like, I felt a little bit dumb after the fact of saying that, but everybody else ran with it, so like.
She probably
Alar
actually is,
really ran
and
with
Anthony is like, y'all stupid.
funny. Did I say what her name was? I think I did, right?
You did. I don't remember. I got it written down though.
I wanna
Avian.
make sure. Yeah. So
Yep. Avian.
I don't know if Jess
Wow.
or Jeremy caught that name. Do you guys recognize that name?
It's bird.
So, originally,
Avian flu.
Anthony, he thought it was Nelia.
Oh, that's right. You did
Um,
mention that.
Yeah, so that's what I thought originally.
Well, she has a very
which is-
similar description to the character that was in. Not to get down with too into a campaign that we haven't shown, but that one guy in the tent that was selling his tonics, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. White. I like the white-haired, like
Tonic.
reddish skin tiefling motif. So
I'm
gonna have
to rack my brain because
I'm not
Because,
saying
like I
that's the
said-
same person. I just
No,
I
I
was like
know,
that's
I
where I
know.
got the inspiration from.
I know, but I think the biggest thing is that like June wasn't there, so Jess wasn't taking notes and
Right.
stuff. The fact that the name is Avian, I'm gonna sit on that for a hot minute. And
Well,
I'll get
that
back to
was
you.
like that. That's why I was asking. That was that tiefling's name.
Yeah, no, but like I said, originally I thought it was Nelia, which was a researcher
Mhm.
type of
Mage.
like mage tiefling from another campaign. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, it's totally her. It's 100% her.
Do you still
And then
think
you
that?
said the
or-
name, and I was like,
Okay. Yeah. I completely forgot about Nelia, to be honest.
yeah. Well, I figured that. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense for her to use a completely different name at a
Right.
different time. So
reuse
it's
it.
like, all right, there goes my theory. So
Is there any other before I ask my final question? Any questions from chat? You guys want to type them out if anyone has one. But to all of you, then, what do you think you all get up to? Actually, let me ask one more question on Avian. Do you foresee you coming across her again?
yes,
Yeah.
I hope
You
so.
put the shotgun above the
100.
door.
110% yes.
Put the shotgun above the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
What?
If you describe a shotgun above a door, the
Oh,
next chapter, that
It's gotta be
shotgun
used.
better
Yeah,
go
it's
off.
like if you tell somebody
yeah.
that there's a gun on a table, it's gotta be used.
Yep.
Huh.
Hey,
Yeah.
Anthony's like, all right, well, screw you guys now. She's never coming back.
It's funny because I keep looking over
just-
to the
just, like,
last
pisses
prediction
off.
that we made, and it was, will Kane be at the Snowdrop Inn? And I thought of a loophole that'd be so funny. It's like, no, he wasn't. He was in the stables. It's not
Yeah.
in. But it just is funny that Jag's the only one that said yes, he will, and he would have gotten 40k channel points because it was 1 to 395.62 odds. Because you guys put 40k on no, and he put 100 on yes.
I
So
was
he
pretty pessimistic with those polls last session.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention that was a fun little addition.
those will keep going too. And
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that was
I
fun.
got
Let's
some-
keep those up.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get all the other new things hammered out. But
Right.
I guess we will end on this question, unless either any of you have any questions. What do you think coming up will be what you guys get into? Like, do you see any obstacles that you might run into? What do you think the collector's going to be getting up to other than travel? Or anything you would like to
Collecting.
accomplish over the travel?
Collecting.
Collecting what, Nick?
Just collecting.
What do you think we'll be collecting?
Things.
Seashells?
Things.
Collect.
In the winter,
things.
in the middle of a
Yeah.
landmass.
Yeah.
Seashells.
Yeah. Snow.
I assume that we'd be sticking pretty close to the shore, but I'm hoping that we'll find some
Of your updates and cool
traveling
content.
merchants that have some cool stuff for us to buy. Maybe we'll run into. Maybe Ecclesias can contact his people and they can give us something to look for while we're out here. that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that maybe there'll be a town or something that we stop in on the way. I'm sure we'll run into something that tries to kill us, hopefully a few times. Yeah, that's my predictions.
Okay.
Nick also wants things to try and kill us, but Alar does not want things to try and kill us. So do with that what you will.
We don't like it.
Yeah. Nick wants to use his abilities, but Alar wants nothing of it.
Well, I guess Snow Hydra.
I'm just interested to explore.
Snow Hydra.
Oh.
Do it.
No, I prefer combat to be somewhat
interested to
difficult.
explore and. Sorry, say it again? I didn't fully hear that.
I said I like combat to be somewhat difficult because you guys shit on the Hydra.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I'm really interested to explore because obviously Alar, it'll be the same old song and dance, but for me, it's I think for all of us, obviously it's a new place. And I'm thinking it's gonna be interesting to see what the politics are like, especially along the way. They always seem to follow us. So even though we are leaving the where the flashpoints have been, I fully expect that we will encounter these political events along the way, or we're just gonna be like scavenging for wood and food. And that's going to be the next, like,
no,
5
I'm not going to do that
sessions.
for the next 7 sessions. I was going to say, again, it's going to be months before you guys get there, so it's like, other than some fast forwarding, there's obviously going to be things in between there. So, but no, I'm excited for you guys heading forward and getting into, somewhere other than Solaria.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a couple things.
Mhm.
One, as a player, I'm very excited in the opportunity that like role playing during travel presents. I feel like that's a really awesome opportunity to get to know players a little bit more and ask questions that aren't necessarily like, hey, I know we're fighting this giant Goliath, but where are you from? So I'm excited to do some role play and dive into some more details and get to know the players a little, or the characters a little bit more on the journey. I'm also June and Jess are hoping that things try to fight us and try to kill us because I want to fuck them up. Well, fuck them up. And June wants to fuck them up. And I think that along with maybe some, I don't know, there is a part of me that like I really don't know what to expect mostly along the way.
So you guys are going to be in pretty like dense wilds too.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that it's going to be more like if we have encounters, they're going to be like wild creatures and beasts that I'm excited and interested to see if you do end up doing that, if you like what you're going to end up throwing at us. And
Dog bears.
Dog bears.
He knows
and
what
then I do think that as June, there's a lot of uneasiness and mixed feelings with the direction that we're going. And if we end up going through where she's from. So I'm curious to see what ends up happening with that. And yeah, I think overall, even though it's almost like a fast travel type of thing, that there's a lot of opportunity for character development, character bonding. and obviously some encounters if they present themselves with the kind of environment that we find ourselves in.
Right.
So,
Awesome.
I got a question for you, DM.
Yeah.
I know that you designed this a giant fucking world, or at least continent that we are on and currently exploring. But were you expecting us to leave the Kingdom of Celeria so quickly?
I mean, it's been quick and it hasn't. I knew you guys would eventually go to Uthron. It would be weird. It would be weird to not expect it. I knew eventually something would draw you there, or at very least, I would pull you there.
I was just
not
wondering
as you.
it's only
I
been
was-
20 something episodes, chapters. Yeah, I was thinking, like, did you intend or anticipate us staying in Celeria longer than we did?
I
I
don't
think
know.
he
A
only
lot of
told
plans-
us that it was winter and it would take us a lot longer to travel there, like 15 times. I think he said about 15 times by my count. So I don't think he was expecting or hoping for us to go to Uthron.
Well, what I will say is a lot of my expectations changed after Chapter 5. After Sven's death,
True.
a lot of things changed for me. What I anticipated and what I thought would happen. You know, it was very different. So, other than that, I anticipate you guys getting there eventually. I didn't know how soon or how late. I knew that sending you to Freyas, I had in my head at least that I had to point to it so you guys knew. I had it in my head that you guys being more north, there was a heavier possibility, and with Cornelio being there, there was a heavier possibility of you going. I thought that you guys would try to take a ship. I thought you might ask Fairstone if there is any ferries or ships going to Freyas, or going to Thrawn.
would that have been faster?
Yeah, can you, yeah.
So we're turning around next session?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a quick Yui.
I kind of tried to drop that
Circle
hint
back.
with Cornelio taking a ship back, and the fact that
I
he said
didn't
he
even-
beat you there.
Yeah, nope.
But
There was a lot going on. Okay.
Somebody send a
time-
message.
You guys aren't at
Please
fault. Like
tell us,
there
by
wasn't
the
a
way,
right
it
or
would
a
be
wrong
quicker.
choice. Yeah, there wasn't
There's
like
a
a
lot
right and a
going on.
wrong choice. I'm just
No, we
saying.
made the wrong choice. Definitely made the wrong choice.
Well, look,
That's
hey,
fine.
look at it
Like
this
I said,
way.
we're gonna.
Look at it this way. Had you guys taken a boat, you would have never seen Kane.
Yeah.
So
And we're gonna have lots of fun experiences along the way. Life's about the journey.
yeah.
Well, I can guarantee you, knowing Anthony, if we were on a ship, there would have been pirates. Like, no doubt in my head, if we were on a ship,
Oh,
at some point
100%.
we would have encountered pirates.
100%. If there are no
But-
pirates in one of
No,
Anthony's
not
campaigns,
at
it's not an
all.
Anthony campaign. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I have
I
not
know exactly
actually
what
been
you
able
mean.
to
I do think
give
it'd be
you guys
funny.
pirates in a campaign yet. It needs to happen.
No, I counter that.
Having
'cause I love
one
how
ship
was
does
a,
not
was a
count
pirate
as
ship.
having pirates. If there's one ship that pillages, that does not
That's a
count.
pirate.
As
There was
Singular.
a pirate in my
Singular.
campaign.
I've not given you multiple.
There were multiple pirates on the ship.
You have talked
False.
about how much you love pirates. I would just expect you to put it in.
Yeah, there probably would.
Fun fact about Anthony, he loves pirates.
Fun fact about Anthony.
I would say, I think it'd be hilarious to be on the same ship as Cornelio, like traveling.
Well, I didn't expect you to
Like,
get
so-
on his ship.
No, I know, but
We
that
should
would be
have, though.
hilarious.
Thinking
just
back,
be like,
Oh,
we
so
should have done that.
we have,
Yeah.
We're just gonna
yeah.
make sure you get home
it's like
okay.
this awkward, so, yep.
Oh, Cornelio's leaving?
Just-
Which ship? We need to go, like,
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
Ride back.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
slime ball.
Cornelio would have never made it home.
Never know.
No, but I mean, I guess to circle back to your question, I did eventually anticipate it. To what extent, I'm not sure. And in terms of saying it's only been 20 some episodes, you guys, with what is planned for the future, it may take another depending on what stops you or gets in your way or diverts you, or maybe the glide's over here and you guys don't fully go. It might take you another 30 episodes to get the Uthran. I'm not saying that as like, yeah, it's probably going to take 30. I'm just saying, who knows? I don't even know. You guys might change your mind halfway through and say, well, we should probably go do this instead. So it could take you guys quite a long time to actually get there. Look at it this way. You might go through an entire season before you get there. It's really kind of up in the air in terms of the, it's only been 20 episodes. You guys aren't in Thrawn yet. When you guys get there, I will make my prediction whether I thought this was a quick travel or, a quick arrival to actually get there.
So we'll put a pin in that question and ask in the future.
To be fair, Cornelia is going to need an icebreaker to get to Othram probably, or he won't because it's.
What are you talking about? I think he has a fat polar bear.
He's got a what?
A fat polar bear weighs enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Cornelia. Nice to meet you. Does it smell like chloroform? I'm kidding. Rod Sterling.
I
I was a pirate when I was
love
little.
that line. Hall pass.
It's the best thing ever. Red and white stripes. Let's go. But on that note, I think we ought to wrap up exploring the archives for the week. Thank you for everybody that hung out. This was fun, and I love hearing this music. It's cool. I even said off stream, I was like, I don't know if because we heard the first two songs so much, and I'm like, new songs, yes, or if it's just that good. But either way, it's amazing. But thank you again, Shay, for the 5-month resub, and Finn Thuman 96, who was not here but followed last night. Thank you for the follow. I will. There is somebody. Man, there's someone I was gonna raid. They are currently on their Be Right Back doing Beyond the Salt Marsh. But I was reading their bio and it says that they are a group of adventurers from Lake Superior's North Shore. But maybe
Canadians?
Yeah,
No.
I will hold off on that,
Canadian?
and we will actually give some love back over to Swindler's Den. We'll raid them again.
Yeah, I remember them.
Let me plan a raid
Canadian?
here.
No way in hell I'm gonna go raid some Canadians. No
Yeah,
way in
while
hell. I'm kidding. We love Canadians.
while you get that set up, Anthony, I just want to
Sometimes.
say how much fun it is to do. I mean, not only our Friday campaign, obviously, but to branch out and do other shows, and we get to talk to you guys that hang around. And Anthony mentioned kind of before we started the show that this one's really fun because we just kind of shoot the shit and
have fun
and it's
and poke
really
fun.
and it's really unscripted and chill and just a lot of fun. So obviously
Everything we do is
When did that
scripted.
die?
What are you talking about?
so
When did that die?
scripted.
Clip it. When did that die? Fuck you.
Somebody clip when that died. But overall, just if you're here because you watch our Friday campaign, awesome. We love playing on Fridays. We love being here on Wednesdays to chat with you guys, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys that checks us out and hangs out with us. I feel love.
I know. It's so fun. I love it. I love
It's
talking about
fun.
D&D in
It's so
general.
fun.
This
it's so
stream
fun.
could last 8 hours for me. I can talk about D&D all day.
I know. I'm like, can we just talk forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Podcast. But here is the raid. It is up. Make sure you all join it. Take care, everybody. We will see you on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the next session or chapter of the Arcade Archive. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.